Hi there, and welcome back to our next video for AP US History. We're talking Benjamin Franklin today. He was an American writer, scientist, inventor, statesman, diplomat, printer, publisher, and political philosopher, and is primarily known in American history for his role in the American Revolution. So, some biographical information. Born in 1706 in Boston to a very large family, he had a limited formal education and eventually apprenticed for his older brother. He left that apprenticeship and opened his own printing shop and published what was called the Pennsylvania Gazette. There's some more information in there, but it's really once he opens his own shop and publishes his own newspaper that he begins to have more of a public life. He is very involved in civic affairs and eventually became a successful inventor as well. So as far as the AP US history curriculum is concerned, you should be aware that he proposes the Albany Plan of Union during the 7 Years' War. He played a diplomatic role in both Britain and France. He was a delegate of the Second Continental Congress, played a role in drafting the Declaration of Independence, and helped negotiate and draft the Treaty of Paris. So let's dig into those aspects a little bit more. So during the 7 Years' War, Britain wanted colonial coordination against France. And so Ben Franklin came up with this plan, and as you can see the cartoon there, encouraging the colonies to join together. And he was going to have them create a grand council that would be in charge of making laws, recruiting troops, and collecting taxes. Now, the plan never took effect. So why do we remember it in American history? Well, most people talk about how it sets the stage for other Congresses in the Revolutionary War, like the Stamp Act Congress or the First and Second Continental Congress. But also important for this Albany Plan of Union is how it was influenced by Iroquois allies at the time. And so what we can see as part of this plan is that there are some ideas about democracy and federalism that are actually shaped from the way the Iroquois Confederation ran their intertribal alliance. So moving on to his role in Britain and France, what we see happening is that during the war and the revolutionary movement, Ben Franklin is going to travel to Europe. So he first is going to testify in Parliament against the Stamp Act. And so he is going to help convince people in Parliament to repeal the Stamp Act. Then he later is going to travel to France, where he is instrumental in securing the French alliance, which was an essential part of the American victory against the British in the American Revolution. And once the war was concluding, he helped to negotiate the peace treaty that concluded the Revolutionary War, the Treaty of Paris, 1783. So John Adams, who did not have a great relationship with Ben Franklin, stated this. He had this quote, and he didn't like that this was what people were going to remember. The essence of the whole will be that Dr. Franklin's electrical rod smote the earth and outsprung General Washington, that Franklin electrified him with his rod, and thenceforward these two conducted all the politics, negotiations, legislatures, and war. So while he means this to say that these two men are basically going to snuff out the memory of other important figures, it really does show the influence that Benjamin Franklin had during this time in history. All right, as an American statesman, he was first a representative of the Pennsylvania Assembly. Then he helped draft the Declaration of Independence as a delegate of the Second Continental Congress. He also helped draft the first of the Articles of Confederation. And then later he was a delegate to the Constitutional Convention, where he urged fellow Americans to adopt the Constitution. So what is his significance? Well, he is the only founding father to sign all 4 key documents establishing the United States. He also helped to energize popular movements, the protest movements, the Stamp Act Congress, the Sons and Daughters of Liberty, in the effort to obtain American independence. Really significantly was securing the Treaty of Alliance with France, and overall, he just contributed significantly to the essential American founding documents with not only his writing, but also his political thought. So I hope this video was helpful for you in understanding the significance of Benjamin Franklin. And if so, please like and subscribe.